All right, welcome RevShare Lifestylers. We are live. I'm just going to throw that inside the chat here. We are live. We're just about to get started. We're going to take a minute or so, make sure everybody gets their screens refreshed, and also make sure that you guys can see and that you guys can hear us. So if you guys can see us, you can hear us. Please comment in the chat down below. I was going to say Facebook chat. Please comment in the chat below. Let us know that you can see us, you can hear us. If you guys are on the webinar and you are not able to interact with the chat, there's a little login button down there at the bottom. Just click login. You can log in with anything from Facebook, Twitter, whatever, Google. Tons of different things you can log in from, so it's quick and easy. But you may have to refresh your screen in order to see us. So we're going to give everybody about a minute or two, and then we're going to jump right in. Tonight we got something special for you, and it has a lot to do with something that's made me six figures every single year for the last 8 years. So I hope you guys are got a pen and paper, and I hope you guys are ready to do some learning tonight. I hope you guys are ready to have fun, because it's going to be a awesome webinar. Fody says good on his side. Fody Fody's a rock star, man. I've known Fody for a while. Haven't had enough conversations with him. Fody, we're gonna have to jump in a chat or something one day. All right. So without further ado, hey, what's up, John? It's good to see you, brother. It's been fun, man. John's been rocking it, man. He's been this guy's like all in, dude. I've been seeing him in the Facebook group. I've seen him help people. He had some questions. He reached out to me on chat. Like this guy's killing it, dude. What's up, Bob from the Philippines? Good to see you, brother. Hey, Bob, I just got your email inside the RevShare Lifestyle. I'll make sure to handle that as soon as we're done with the webinar. Yeah, definitely. All right, let's go ahead and jump in tonight. We got some special stuff planned for you. I'm going to go over some success principles that all of us on this webinar, all the panelists here, everybody on the panel has been applying to their business for years now. And I know for myself, it's contributed to six-figure years, year after year for the last 8 years. Ever since I was a little kid. I want to say about 23. That's what I consider to be a little kid these days. Ever since I was about 23 years old, this has contributed to a six-figure year. So make sure you guys got pen and paper. Let's go ahead and jump in. Before we jump in real fast, I just want to introduce myself and let's Julie and Fidel also introduce themselves as well. My name is Joel. In case you're new to me, I've been online for about 3 years. Before that, I ran offline businesses, and loved what I did offline. I had a ton of fun doing it. Definitely had a lot of success offline. And when I discovered the world of affiliate marketing, discovered the world of online marketing, I started to find that I could leverage myself. I could create systems. I could create processes that did the work for me. I could do it without employees, and I could still make the same amount of money I was making offline, but I can hold on to a lot more profit, and I can do it in a way that allows me to have the time freedom to spend with my son, to spend with my wife, and also the location freedom to be able to travel and just work from my laptop. And so I got online about 3 years ago, and I've been through all of the ups, I've been through all the downs, and I know what works, what converts, what works well online, and yeah, that's kind of been my path. And for those of you who picked out watched last week's webinar, it was quite the doozy. It told my story about how I ended up on the internet and stuff like that. If you guys haven't checked that out, we'll probably get that out to you as well. Julian, what's up, brother, man? How you been?
Hey guys, how you doing? Julian Lee, and let me give you guys a quick little backstory about myself. I've been online for a long time. I've been online for probably just over 10, oh, actually over 10 years. not straight, on and off. Started way back offline with MLM, network marketing. Struggled with that for years. Finally got online, and I struggled for years. So pretty much, I've lost, over that path, I've lost thousands of dollars. So I've tried all different type of things up and down. And one of the big things was being around the right people that helped, change my success and getting coaching. So over the last 4 years, I've had the most success I've had in that entire period of time. So, and again, the big takeaway from all of that, I don't look at it as failure along the way. I learned a lot of lessons, a lot of valuable lessons. And again, the key things were being around the right people and coaching was what really made a big difference in my career online. So right now, I'm still rocking it online. I'm doing my thing. I've been with the system ever since Joel brought this up to me. It was January 27th, but we were in beta a little bit early before that. And I'm seeing it grow and really take off. So I'm loving what I'm seeing there. Awesome.
Yeah. Fidel, brother, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing awesome. Well, my name's Fidel. I live in San Antonio, originally from Oregon. I kind of moved away from Oregon because I lived in a small town, and I was in the MLM business where you had to meet people outside the internet. like you got to meet people in the gas station and the malls and stuff like that. So I didn't have, I was like, how come I never use the internet? But that's not what my coaching. They never coached me how to do it. It was kind of like, no, you don't want to use the internet. It was like old tactics, like old way of doing it. But I struggled. I struggled a lot. I learned a lot, and just trying to make it happen. And it's just it was just part of my dream since I was like. Man, I want to say like in my 21s, my mom actually introduced me to MLM company, and it just became. I was like, man, if I can make money from home, I'm like, this is the way that I want to do. I grew up working hard at a farm, so I was like, and then then I started my offline business, and I was making pretty good money until my business went out. And just moving from one city to another, trying to adapt, trying to get a new job, a new career, a new business. I had my carpet cleaning business, trying to get that off the ground. And then tonight, I worked for what was it, like two and a half years, just trying to learn all this online stuff, how to run an online business. And it's just, you fall flat on your face, and you're like, man, is this thing gonna work? But everything started changing for me when I started applying exactly what you're gonna cover in tonight's webinar. That's when everything started changing for me. Like when I took those principles, of getting myself out of the equation and trying to get people and trying to do things for me, opposed to I'm constantly trying to see who can I help today, and that's when it started making the big difference in mine. So pay attention to tonight's webinar. Get paper, pen, start writing some notes down, and this training tonight is gonna make a huge difference on your success online.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I'd like to jump into it pretty soon, but before I do, I just want to remind everybody that these webinars, we do them every week. We do them Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. But most importantly, jumping on these webinars is vital to your success. But in addition to that, too, did you guys know that you can promote these webinars using your username from RevShare Lifestyle? So a simple little add-on to the end of the RSL Webinars link, just rslwebinars.com, user ID equals, and then your username will allow you to promote this webinar. And actually, that yellow button that you see down below the chat, you guys can actually get credit for anybody that you drive traffic to this webinar, anybody who decides to sign up, take action. So
I just found out I did it wrong. I put question mark in my username.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the chat here. It's just rslwebinars.com !user ID equals your username. So that's it there in the chat. So you guys can promote these every single week. We get the we do all the selling, we do all the telling, we do all the educating, all the training, everything that you need for your team to succeed, for yourself to succeed, and it really just comes down to is just getting people on these webinars every week, and you yourself being on these webinars every week. We always do different content. We always do something different every single week. So make sure that you're here because this is how I learned to succeed online. And I followed a formula that was almost identical to exactly what we did. And I didn't rush off with all the ego and the shiny ball syndrome to go and join every offer under the sun and listen to a million different people on a million different tactics. I just followed this one principle and this one strategy, and it worked for me, and it can work for you. It is the most simple strategy that there is on the internet. And just kind of like Fidel used the phrase, take yourself out of the equation.
Yep.
So ridiculously simple. So just drive people to this every week, and you guys start seeing some, not just sales, not just referrals, but you'll start getting some action takers. I'm talking about real people who give a shit about running a business like a business. People who care about actually being successful. I'm not talking about the looky-loos that join 97 offers a day or any of that kind of stuff. I'm talking about the real people that are actually making a difference and looking to have a real strong business. So you guys can promote that every single week. And so without further ado, I'd like to jump in to exactly what we're talking about tonight. And let's just go ahead and get started. I've got some notes here I'm going to be referencing, and I may at some point share my screen. So I'm just going to jump right in, and let's go ahead and get started. So the very first thing that I'm going to mention to you guys is don't try to convince people. Convincing people is a surefire way to blow a sale. And here's what I mean by that. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't promote. That's far from the opposite. You should be promoting every single day. One of my mentors said to me, one of my best friends and what a mentor of mine said to me, you don't have a cash flow problem, you have a promotion problem. It's always more money, but if you're not promoting, that money doesn't belong to you, and you won't get a chance to touch any of it. You've got to be promoting in order to get paid. But takes me back to my point. Don't try to convince people to join. And here's why. When you convince people of something that they're kind of on the fence about and whatnot, what happens is you start. That's where buyer's remorse comes in. And even though the system's free, people still end up with buyer's remorse. So and that happens from you trying to convince people. Instead of convincing people to join anything that you're doing or any offer that you're doing, instead advise people. The difference between convincing and giving advice is when you're giving advice, a lot of times you can share your experience. You can give people advice on strategies. You can give people advice about things like cash flow. Different ways to break up their funds, whatever it happens to be. But when you come from a position of just got to get the sale, just got to get the sale, just got to get the sale, people feel that desperateness from you, and they don't want whatever it is that you have. Like, because you're coming with the convincing disease. You're coming with the just hurry up and join my offer kind of disease. And that's a surefire way to blow people out the door. Just think about it like when you're dating somebody. If you're going straight to seal the deal and you're trying to you meet somebody at a bar or something like that. You've been, you talk to them for an hour or so, and then you're like, so, want to get married? I mean, they're gonna smack you in the face and run away and call the cops. So That's really what you kind of end up seeing. It's just not sexy. It really isn't. It's just not sexy. So don't try to convince people. Instead, coming from a position of an advisor is the positioning that you want to take.
And if it does work, it just becomes a one night stand, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Because you can be smooth and get it at that first deal and run up to Vegas and.
Yeah, but that's not a relationship. But
it's not gonna work.
There's not gonna be a lot of. It's not gonna be a long, happy. I mean, Julian, man, you got any thoughts on this, brother?
Yeah, that principle is powerful. You really got to take yourself out of the equation, because generally when you're convincing people to join you in something or in an opportunity, they're generally not the action takers. You want to focus on the people who actually see the value in what it is and provide that assistance, help them out, help them get started, help them get set up, and they will take action and that goes a long way. That goes a long way. So if you could take yourself out of that equation again and just advise and help, that goes a long way for your business. You'll see those folks who decide to join you, they're the action takers. And that's what you really want, because not everyone's going to take action in everything you do. But those folks, those are the ones that will actually really take action for you. So yeah, that's a powerful principle. I really like that one.
That's a really great point.
Yep.
I mean, that takes everything that I was saying. It really puts kind of a good cap on it, because that's exactly the reason why you don't want to convince people.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's something I struggled with for a while too. When I was always in these different opportunities trying to force people and let them know it's the greatest, best thing. And then when I was able to position myself differently, it kind of just happened naturally, right? It just kind of flowed properly. So that's big. That's really big for me.
Fidel, you ever experienced that, man, when you're getting started, maybe, or maybe in network marketing offline, where you're trying to convince people and you kind of experience that, like you get somebody in, but they don't really take any action?
Yeah, I mean, it happened all the time. I mean, it's like you're tricking yourself also. Like you convince that person, and you kind of trick yourself that that's the person who's gonna go diamond or whatever, and they don't even buy products.
Yeah.
And then you're like I got my 6 people. That's all I needed, and you talk them into it, and no, it just doesn't. It just didn't work.
It doesn't stack. There's no leverage there. Yeah. Next thing I want to bring up is clearly communicate with others. Here's what I mean by this, okay? You don't know the answer to something, don't fake it, okay? I cannot tell you how many people I've seen in sales. For those of you who don't know, I started in offline sales and stuff like that when I was 14 years old. And before I got into sales, I was a shy little boy who was scared of the world. And I got into a sales role, and immediately at the job that I was at was abandoned by my store manager and almost the entire staff. So it was me and like one other guy, and if we wanted to keep the store open, we had to hit certain numbers. And so I had this fire under my butt because I didn't want to go work fast food. And so I actually got out there and I started helping people and started selling. And something I learned is that learn really quickly, because if you make crap up, you will get. I mean, there will be consequences. You will bring down a shitstorm upon yourself that you want nothing to do with, and you bring it down on everybody else. You bring it on the whole community, because it loses trust with not just with the person you were helping, but it loses trust out there in the marketplace. So you want to clearly communicate with others, set proper expectations. Don't tell somebody that they're going to get rich overnight. Don't tell somebody that that everything that you want and desire will come from this system. By joining this system, you'll be surrounded by Lamborghinis and beautiful people. That's not the way it works. You know, this is a system that helps somebody build a business very efficiently, very quickly, and very easily. It takes a lot of the hard work. I'm talking 99% of the heavy lifting out of the equation, but they still have to get in. They still have to run their business like a business. And there are certain limitations to any of the offers, you know, within the system, anything like that. So make sure that you're clearly communicating with people what you can and cannot do, what you can and cannot help with, and that if you don't know the answer, you take the time to go find the answer.
Yep.
And if it's going to take you some time to get that answer, this is probably one of the most helpful statements that I learned, you know, as a kid, and it goes exactly like this. Okay, write this down, guys, because this will be very helpful. I don't know the answer to that, but we can find out together. Or you can say, I'm not sure, but let me find out for you and get back to you.
Yep. That's yeah.
You can do one of those two things, and I promise you, people will respect you more for your honesty than they will for you coming from a position of fake it till you make it kind of crap.
Okay.
You know?
Or just not even trying to find the answer. You know, because they're like, well, I go, well, I don't know. You can ask so and so. So all of a sudden, somebody else becomes the authority, not you. Well, you could have taken that time. You're like, you know what? I don't know, but let me find out. So you go ask that person that already knows, and then you come explain to that person, and they're like, oh, he actually took the time to help me.
Lost audio. No.
Lost audio?
Oh, there you go. You're back.
There you go. Back. Yeah.
So yeah, so there's different ways, like, you know, like not trying to find the answer. That's also a wrong way. Like, yes, if you don't know, like for example, if I don't have the answer, I'm like, ask Joel. He knows how to do it. Well, that doesn't give me no authority. Like, you know, like next time they're gonna come to Joel instead of, you know, me, because they're like, well, Joel's gonna help me, but Fidel isn't.
Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
That's a perfect opportunity to also state, you know, we do have a Facebook group for you guys to ask those questions, ask whatever questions you guys have, and somebody will answer your questions. Don't be afraid to ask. Somebody will get in there. Somebody will answer these questions, whether it's me, Julian, Fidel, Saron, who couldn't be with us tonight, or, you know, anybody else within the group. You know, maybe it's John, or maybe it's Raymond, or maybe it's Bodie. Anybody else who's jumping on the, you know, in that group and commenting. You know, that clearly communicate with others is a very very strong principle that will go a long way in closing real deals. Okay, I'm not talking about bull crap deals again. I'm talking about real deals that last. Okay, people that take action. That's what we're talking about tonight. Yeah, people that are willing to put in money and willing to grow their business like a business. I don't personally. This is a personal belief that I have. You guys may disagree, maybe not. But if you're not willing to put money into your business, I don't believe that you're a real entrepreneur.
That's a statement.
I'm gonna come right out and say that. I just, if you're not somebody who's willing to put money into your business, I just don't believe that you're quite ready to become an entrepreneur quite just yet. Because, you know, and I've seen that excuse. What if I don't have the money? And go out and get it. You know, go become an Uber driver, become a Lyft driver, sell stuff on Craigslist. I don't care what you have to do. I read a comment from Dave Greening inside of our Facebook group today that said he is selling his guitar in order to have capital to run his business like a business. That is somebody who believes in his dreams. That is somebody who you know, because I've been in that position. I've sold my stuff that I love and care about in order to for the greater good. And I've gone out and worked, second jobs and sometimes third jobs. I had 3 jobs at one point while running a business to generate the capital that I needed in order to make that happen. So if you don't have the money, go out and get it. That's a personal belief that I have.
Absolutely.
So that brings me to our next point. You may have heard this in other companies, but I'm going to illustrate it with a story. So there was. So I'm going to state it first, and then I'll come back around and show you what I mean. So it's a statement called "Become a product of the product." And there was a few years ago, probably about 20 years ago or so, Colgate decided to come out with a different kind of toothpaste. So you had all these different toothpaste companies, and Colgate attempted to separate themselves from the market by coming out with a new kind of toothpaste, because they were losing sales to different companies, Crest and Aquafresh and all these different toothpaste companies. They were losing sales to these other companies. So Colgate thought, well, if we just come out with another product, we'll increase sales. And it worked for about this long. And then Crest and all the other toothpaste companies, they came out with their own product that was a match. And then so Colgate came out with another one, and then another one, and another one. And they just kept on pulling another thing, till eventually they ended up with 32 different types of toothpaste. And all these other companies have 32 different types of toothpaste. Now when you go to the health and beauty section and you go pick out some toothpaste, you've got an entire wall worth of toothpaste to choose from. You've got, Crest White, Crest Off-White, Crest Tartar Control, Crest this, Crest that, Colgate this, Colgate that. All these different types. But you don't need all that different types. You don't need all those different types of toothpaste. What kind of toothpaste do you actually need? You just need one that works.
Yep.
That's it. And with RevShare Lifestyle, you don't need to join 150 different offers. We all know that in the RevShare industry, there are 5 new RevShares a day. There is literally there are new RevShares closing down and opening up every single day. But if you're going and you're joining all of those things, I can almost guarantee that you will lose money. I can almost guarantee that going through that process, and then on top of that, you've got 50 different, places that you've got to log into and check your accounts. How do you exit the madness? And the way that you do that is by just promoting one system, one thing. Focus on one thing until you're successful with it. And with RevShare Lifestyle, the idea behind it is that you're building a business. You're building a list of referrals that will follow you. If you follow these principles, they will follow you from as new offers come out and we add them to the system, they will join you. You will get commissions. And it's a hell of a lot easier to add 30, 40 referrals like that by simply sending a link, simply sending an email to your referral list than it is to join another offer, start posting up all these screenshots about that other offer, then have people, then you bring all these people into this other offer. Let's say that offer goes down or something like that. Now you've got all of those people into a system that you can't move them anywhere. So now you've got to contact them all individually, anything like that. You basically lose that business. You're creating 10 times as much work for yourself. So in becoming a product of the product, if you simply promote one link, RevShare Lifestyle, and we'll call it 2 links because we've got the rslwebinars.com. If you promote this one link, you'll have that list, you'll have that book of business at the ready. So anytime that you want to promote anything else, anytime that you want to that we add new offers, you instantly get referrals. You instantly build up your business like that. And I can promise you that it works because it's working for me, it's working for Fidel, it's working for Julian. And in becoming a product of the product, all you have to do is learn everything there is to know about RSL. Instead of learning all these different offers, if you just learn RSL, it handles all of it for you. Julian, what you got to say about this, brother?
Yeah, and it helps actually keep you focused too. At the end of the day, you kind of if you could focus on RSL with that one link, and you focus there, by default, based on the rev share opportunities, the different opportunities we have within the system, people will end up joining by going through that same process. So yeah, initially, and I that's something I struggled with over the years. It's kind of like almost like the shiny object syndrome to a certain degree, where this is new, this is hot, and you kind of run all over the place. But if you just had that one centralized system, you could just focus there. And things happen, right? And sometimes we have to pull one out and put one in within the system, but your focus is still there, and it's like a natural progression where people just go through the different steps in there and join those different opportunities instead of going out there and trying to set up a marketing system for this opportunity and set up a marketing system for that opportunity. So by having that focus with that one system, it makes everything a lot smoother. You get more things done if you could just focus your energy right there in the Rev Share Lifestyle system. Let the natural flow of everything get your signups within the different opportunities within the system. So that's one thing that's powerful about it.
It also makes it so you can answer the questions like that because you're going to.
Yes. And especially because it's right. If someone brand new, you can tell them exactly where to go to get information, or show them something how to get what they need as far as getting them set up. So that's good point. Absolutely.
Fidel, man, how about you, brother? What you got to say about that?
I've been guilty of it. So I know what it is. You get you start following this other programs and it's kind of like it just at the end of the day you're not accomplishing really nothing because you lose your focus on the main objective, and it's not like you're making more money, you're just getting distracted.
Yeah.
So I completely understand. I actually had a take off for some days and just kind of clear my head and kind of think. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I trying to accomplish? Trying to do this and do that, and yeah, you get people to join you, but it's not really making you like. It doesn't make you like fulfilled because it's kind of like having a wife and having somebody else. Like you're not. You know what I mean? So and then just chasing too many things, you're like, let me, like, I get people that send me links, and I'm like, well, I'll check it out, and now I'm like, no, I'm not going to check it out. If you're not, they're like, but this, but that. I'm like, first of all, bring me something of value. I can get a link anywhere. I can go to RevShares and click any banner and get a link, but are you giving me something of value? They're like, well, why does that matter? I'm like, that matters a lot. I'm like, because that's where I want to come from. I want to come from value, not somebody that puts a link or puts a, sends everybody their link like, oh, here's the hot stuff, new stuff. I know a lot of people join, but a lot of people get hurt in the process, and that's not where that's not where I want to come from. So
yeah, it also makes you blend, like what you're saying. You can get a link anywhere. You're just blending into the crowd, and what's important is that you stand out in the marketplace. Yeah. And something of value, like you're talking about, Fidel, helps people stand out. It helps you stand out. When you have that you're coming from a place of value.
Like, for example, I guess I don't want to sound like I'm selling RSL, but at the same time, like somebody asks us like what do you have to offer? We have a free system. We have a free system that makes it all automatic for you. It's easy to set up. I'll walk them through it, and they're like, well, that's really different from that person that sent me a link with no system.
Yeah.
With just a link, join, and see you later. See you in the next one.
That's actually a very perfect transition to our next success principle. Give without expectation. Generosity. Here's what I mean by that. If you're giving value and you're helping people, do it come from the place in your heart, okay, knowing that they may not buy. They may not take action. They may not do anything with the information that you give them. Give them the information anyway. Give it to them with passion. Give it to them with your heart, and do it without expecting anything in return. The most money that I've ever made has come from transactions that have happened organically like that. In fact, this actually just happened yesterday. I had somebody ask me for a link, an affiliate link to something that I use, a software that I use for my business, and they approached me, and the reason why they approached me was because I wasn't asking for the sale. I wasn't pitching anything. I wasn't coming from a position like, hey, you know what, check this out. You got to check out the software. The software is great. I wasn't coming from that position. It happened organically in the conversation. I told them what I use, and they just said, well, do you have an affiliate link? And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I have an affiliate link. Here you go. And that turned into a sale for me. That's going to be a monthly commission for me, and the other person got exactly what they were looking for. It happened organically in the conversation. I gave all of my information. I didn't hold anything back. I told them exactly what I use, exactly how I set up my campaigns. Told them every piece of information. I had zero intention of pitching them anything. I had zero intention of giving them an affiliate link. They asked for it. And that only came because I gave without expectation. I was being generous. And through that process of generosity, generosity creates reciprocity. So you guys might want to write that down. If you're generous with others, they too will be generous with you. It's part of the reason why RevShare Lifestyle has been so successful. I could very, very easily charge for the system. It's a couple of buttons in the back office. It's that simple. And in doing so, I personally believe that this is needed in the marketplace. I took a look at the RevShare niche, saw what was happening, exactly what we described, where we saw all these people that were jumping into like 5 new offers a day, putting their money in, losing their money, losing their business like that because they didn't have any type of system. I saw this niche and just said, this is freaking crazy. I cannot believe that this many people are dealing with this many problems only because they don't have a marketing system. I'm like, that's just asinine. And the only marketing systems that were out there costed, I think the lowest one I found was $55, and I found, ones that were all the way in the $250 a month range. And I just thought to myself, this is a niche that needs a free marketing system, something that they can begin to build a real business from and start to grow. Somebody helped me. They gave me a free marketing system when I got started, and it helped me make my first money online. And without it, I don't think that I would be where I am today if somebody hadn't given me a free marketing system 3 years ago when I got online. So my point in all of that is to say, give without expectation. That includes helping without expectation, and come from a position of generosity to then help create that reciprocity. Julian, what you got to say about this, brother?
Yeah. You know what? That just brings about good karma, right? At the end of the day, when you give without expecting anything, because I've seen a lot of times in my business where I've helped someone out, and someone has come to me where I don't know them, say you helped out such and such with an issue, and that they end up joining my business because of that. So that is so true, and that's how I look at it. I look at that as good karma, to be able to help someone out, regardless of what it is, from the heart, right, without expecting anything back. and it's just a natural thing that happens. Somewhere down the line, it doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter at the end of the day, but it always comes back. So that's why I always look at it as that's just good karma.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I sum it up pretty much.
I'm just answering something here in the chat. Fidel, brother, what you got to say about this, about generosity and whatnot?
It brings in mind somebody that I've been helping with the system. He joined the RSL system, but before joining one of the companies inside the system, I'm not gonna say which one. He comes to me and then he goes, look, somebody in the group, the Facebook group for that company, they offered me, I think like 20% of whatever he was going to put in. I think he was going to put in like $200 or $300, and they were going to offer him, a nice 20% plus something else. I'm like, I would take it, that's like $80. I'm like, if somebody offered you that, I'm like, there's just no way that, I'm like, hopefully that person comes through. He goes, what can you do? I'm like, all I can do is offer you free training, the free RevShare lifestyle system so you can promote it. If you want to join that person, that's fine with me. I'm like, but feel free to use the system.
Yeah.
Couple days later, I'm helping him set up the system. He joins somebody else. And then I get a message from somebody else that says, I want to join such and such opportunity with you, and I'm ready to put in $1,000 in there. So I was like, what?
And that's a perfect example of, giving without expectation. I mean, you helped, just even though he wasn't even in your downline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're just helping just to help, and as a result, now that person wants to come in, give you a percentage of $1,000 on some commission, and that's powerful, and also too, if you're giving with an expectation, that's what we call a transaction. So, if you're going to any store ever, and somebody gives you something at that store, they're expecting money back in return. It's called a transaction. So that's the difference. When you give, you're not expecting anything in return. You're just giving to give, and that's our that success principle. It's gone a long way for me, and as you can see, everybody else on the panel too. This next one that I want to bring up, this comes down to branding. It comes down to creating a brand for yourself, positioning yourself as a leader, as well as remaining focused on your business and moving forward. And it's getting in the Facebook group and engaging every single day. Okay, I cannot stress this enough about how much impact this will have on your business. My first 6 figures online came from doing this. In fact, I made $12,000 in a 72-hour period by doing this one method, and that's it. I'm not. This is like I was online for 4 months, and me and some other business partners were running a Facebook group and whatnot, and the way that we made that money was getting in that Facebook group every single day. I didn't know crap about marketing. I didn't know anything about sending traffic. I didn't know anything about capture pages and systems and any of that stuff. I didn't understand any of those things. I just knew how to run a business like a business from my offline experience. And I got in that Facebook group, helped out in every way that I could, gave without expectation, and did it daily. And in doing so, that's where these people wanted to join up with me. That's where these people wanted to run with me, because they knew that I was in that group. They knew I was there to help. They knew I was there that I was going to be there. And your team and the community need to know that you're going to be there too. So get in that Facebook group and engage every single day. Don't miss a day, okay? If you got to jump offline, pick one day a week that you're not going to do anything online. All right, but get in that Facebook group at least for like 10, 15 minutes and help out any way that you can. If you see somebody asking a question you know the answer to, answer them. If you have a question yourself, ask it. If you've got a valuable post, preferably with no links, because links I automatically think that you're spamming. If you have a valuable post or you have some inspiration that you want to share or a story you want to share, get in that Facebook group, tell it, because that will ultimately lead to a few things. Number one, that will lead to people following you. That will lead to people sending you friend requests. That will lead to people asking you questions about the business. That will lead to people signing up under you. That will lead to more commissions. That will lead to a long-term, lasting, loyal following that will follow you for years. An audience is everything online. Okay, so I promise you if you do this, you will begin to see success. I promise that. So get in that Facebook group and engage every single day. You guys got anything you want to add to that?
No. That's just reiterating what you said. You stick out when you're in there and you're active, and people see that you're active. Because some people will join groups too, and they'll just kind of hang out to kind of check it out, and they see that, okay, this person's active. Let me reach out to this person, and you kind of build a rapport there, and that helps to brand you. So that is very important to be in that group and make yourself be known, right? Get your questions answered. That kind of lets you, it kind of ties back to, for me sometimes, as far as being a product to a certain degree as well, because that keeps you sharp. But there's sometimes I have to go in and check something out, then I answer the question, engaging folks in the group. It actually helps me stick out from that perspective as well, but also help me remember certain things about the system so I can help people even more. So. Yeah.
What about you, Fidel? You got anything you want to add to that?
I did, and I got distracted by the kids. I was thinking, when you learn this kind of stuff, and when you make it like into a daily deal thing of being in the Facebook group and helping out, it's just a lot easier to just rebuild any kind of business. Even if a rev share goes down, it's so much easier to go ahead and build another one. Just because you're the go-to guy, you're the guy that people are going to look at you as the expert at it. So just apply those principles every single day, and just go from there. It's kind of like in my traditional business, the carpet cleaning. Carpet cleaning is like one of the worst businesses offline that you could do. People don't want carpet cleaners in their house. Some people they're just after the money. They really don't care about it. If they clean your house, they just want to go in there, go out and collect $200-300, and it's too bad your carpet's still dirty. But when you take that business and go, you know what? My mission right here is to clean your carpets and make you a happy customer. That's my mission. When you accomplish that part, the customer starts writing you it's like, okay, can you clean my upholstery? Can you clean this? Can you clean that? Because they know that you already done a really good job with the carpets. So that just the same thing with this business. When you're out there helping, then people go, you know what, I'm going to join you in this, and I want next project that you have, let me know, because I want to join you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that kind of brings me to the next point. It's a good transition actually into that, which is treat everyone, and I mean everyone, like family or close friends. Okay, some people hate their family, so. Treat everyone like family or your absolute closest friend, and in doing so, what tends to happen is people I know that when I've gone out and I've treated somebody like a customer, notice I put my hand up when I said that. Customer, you're already at a distance. I don't do that crap anymore. That was something that was, when I was younger, I was like, hey, you're the customer, and I'm this. And I learned that, when working with people, like people are people. And everybody wants to feel safe. Everybody wants to feel secure. Everybody wants to feel loved. People don't want to feel like they're just a customer. I don't want to feel like I'm just a customer. John, I'm sure you don't want to feel like you're just a customer. Emmanuel, I'm sure you don't want to feel like you're just a customer. It's just people want to feel like they're being treated like an adult, being treated like a human, and so that comes with a certain level of respect. But I tend to take it a little bit further than just mutual respect. I tend to come out of the gate and just say, hey, brother, like you guys hear me say the word brother a lot, because but that's how I want people to perceive me, because that's who I am. I want people that are close enough to call brother. That's who I want in my life. And I don't care if they buy something from me, don't buy something from me, buy something from Fidel, buy something from Julie. It doesn't matter to me. I want people to be close. I care about family, and family to me is not defined by blood. It never has been, and it never will be for me. Family to me is defined by those who are willing to sacrifice for you, for the good of the group, those who are willing to, family is the person who's protecting the person on the left of them and the person on the right of them. Family to me is, it's the people who go through as Spartans in life. They're going through, they're that close, that intermingled. Those are the people who I want in my corner. And if you want more people like that in your corner, then that's how you need to treat them, like family or your absolute closest friend. You guys got any experiences you want to share about that?
As far as that, the first thing that I tell people that they wanna succeed online, I'm like, open up a new Facebook group, a new Facebook page, and get rid of all your friends and family. They don't want to know nothing about your business. Start with new friends, and it's amazing that, I have my 2 Facebook profiles. The one I wanted to, the ones I have my friends and family that I never got any signups, and then I have my business one, and I'm just like 99% more active on my business one, and you get more support from your business family than you do from all the gossip that's going over here with the other group. So it's so true. You're gonna enjoy it more. Get rid of the negative people, and a lot of family and friends are negative. They don't believe in you. They don't believe you're gonna make it online, or you're gonna make some money online. And sometimes that's what shies people away from even doing videos and posting results and talking about their business, because the first negative people in your life is your close ones.
Yeah.
I think it even happened to Jesus, right? He said that you're the worst prophet in your own land, or something like that. That's and then you start building those relationships that become long time relationships. I was gone from Facebook for 2 days, and people are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just taking some little relaxing time just by myself, just trying to get things." And I was like, "Wow!" None of my family were. "Are you okay?"
What about you, Joey?
It's about support, man. Family is like support. And again, just kind of like what Fidel said too. Family don't necessarily support you in the business that you do and certain things that you do. And when you're around the like-minded folks that you're very close with, you kind of build those good bonds and that type of thing. So to me, it's like a support system. And and again, when you treat people like family or close friends, I'm a lot close with a lot of people that I met along my way, my journey in life, period, and some of my family members. Yeah. And it's because of that very same thing, because you treat people with respect and like their family or a close friend. That goes a long way, right? And again, no one wants to be treated like a number or whatever you want to call it, right? Or a lead or whatever the case is, and that is important to create that bond. You want to be able to treat people like family or close friends. And you want to be able to go in a situation where people around you are like family and close friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's key.
That transitions perfectly into the final step. The final step of success with RevShare Lifestyle, and in really any business. And what the final step is, help someone else succeed. This is the most powerful thing that you could do. If you messed up on all the other things, but you just did this one thing, then I guarantee you will create results. You will create an impact, and it's that impact that will go out and create a ripple effect, and bring back more business. And that final step is help someone else succeed. Okay, that could be anything from helping them set up their RevShare Lifestyle system. It could be helping them set up a Gmail account. It doesn't have to be helping them set up something, but it could be helping them, helping them get through a mindset barrier, or helping them understand something, helping them with a breakthrough of some kind, helping somebody understand something and coming to some sort of revelation. I guarantee you will create ties that bond. It will create income. It will create loyalty. It will create and basically everything that's good and everything that you're after in business will come from this one step. It builds confidence in you. It builds confidence for yourself, and it builds confidence that others have in you. Alcoholics Anonymous and 12-step program, they don't even let you graduate. They don't consider you cured or anything like that until you have the capacity to go and help somebody else move forward. And I'm not speaking from experience with that. I'm speaking from things that my friends have told me that they've gone through 12-step programs, and that's always the thing that they come back to. They said, none of it worked. None of it made any sense. I was in 3 times. None of it worked until I helped somebody else overcome their problems, overcome their situation. In doing so, that's where that switch became permanent for them. That's where that new lifestyle became permanent. For me, when I started helping people online, I first started probably likely where a lot of you guys are at. I was I was just trying to figure out how this whole process worked. Trying to figure out how to get traffic, trying to figure out how to convert sales, and convert leads, and all that crap. And it wasn't until I just did things the way that I understood how to do it, which was the way offline business worked, which was just help people. And when I started doing that, all of a sudden I got sales, I got conversions, leads were easy, traffic wasn't hard anymore. All that stuff just kind of clicked. It all became, it all kind of fell into place. It all came from helping somebody else succeed. And that's where my whole brand came from. That's where all of my authority came from. That's where everything comes from. Remember we were talking about engaging in the Facebook group and answering questions, stuff like that. That's what we're talking about. It all comes down to helping somebody else succeed. What about you guys? You guys got any experiences you want to share on this?
Oh yeah. I mean that's a great feeling, when you're able to actually help someone get success. I remember an opportunity I was in a couple years back. Again, and through my struggles online, kind of learn how to figuring things out, learn how to generate leads, get traffic and sales, all that good stuff as well. I remember I was working with someone that's brand new, and I was able to actually coach them up and go through the whole process. And again, it was such a great feeling. Number one, it charges you up to kind of help, to be able to help someone's success and to actually see them go through and actually succeed. It's like, to me, it's like the best feeling. It's a great feeling. Number one, and they were able to actually hit the leaderboard in that particular company, because I was able to work with them, spend some time with them, and actually to see them jump on the call on the leaderboard, I was like, wow, that was the best thing. It's like, okay, all my struggles, I'm actually learning something, but it's a great feeling. That's why the number one takeaway, it is the best feeling ever to be able to actually help and see someone succeed online. It's like one of the best feeling. No amount of money can really replace that at the end of the day. To me, it's very fulfilling. That's how I kind of look at it.
Absolutely.
That's what I got from that experience. So yeah, definitely, that's something you definitely want to do. And again, another one of those things that goes back to treating people like friends and family. It goes back to having good karma, helping people out. It all comes back. It's like a big circle, right? That's kind of how I look at it.
Absolutely. What about you, Fidel?
All I can say is, like, I've been applying this stuff lately, but with this webinar, I'm ready to reinforce it and take it to the next level and stay focused on helping people more so than I was before. So awesome webinar. I hope everybody takes action and starts applying it. And any questions, we have our team, our Facebook team, and we can help each other out. So let's stay all connected and work together and help each other out, every member in the group. So
and if you're not in the group, if you're not in RevShare Lifestyle, there's always a yellow button down at the bottom. Click that link and it will take you over to the RevShare Lifestyle system, and you can set up a free account. You can join us in the Facebook group. You can see right there, and I posted in the Facebook chat these success principles. This is what we're about. This is what I'm about. This is what Fidel's about. This is what Julian's about. These principles are principles that we live by. This isn't something that I get on a webinar and spout off some BS and try and get people to, follow these things. This is how I live at my home. This is how I treat my wife. This is how I treat my son. This is how I live. I live these values every single day. I live them in my business and in my life. And I believe with all of my heart that if you go forth and do likewise, that you too can have six-figure years, 7-figure years, 8-figure years. How well you did at doing this. And I work on applying this every single day. And sometimes it's hard, but having this set of values, being able to look at that, live by that, has nothing to do with it. And I've been looking at this set of values now for 8 years, and we're all human. I have to revisit them too. I'm reminded of different experiences that I've had with this set of values, and I'm reminded of the good that it's brought into my life, and the financial abundance that's brought into my life, and the wealth, the familial wealth, the wealth within my family that it's brought into my life. It's helped me with my health, it's helped me with my wealth, and it's helped me with my relationships. And so follow those steps, guys. Invite your team to next week's hangout. Please invite your team to next week's hangout. Use the question mark user ID process that we set up. Bring them here and expand the culture.
And also share tonight's webinar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, share tonight's webinar on your Facebook. Yeah, you guys got to value out of this, and I know plenty of you. Emmanuel posted in there, great hangout. Share this webinar. Let others know what we're about. Let others know what we stand for.
And then take, if you took notes, there's so many points that that were shared tonight. get one of those points, share, like every single day, share one post in the group and your wall. Just like it'll be that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go, hey, look, this is what I learned tonight. I'm gonna share this tomorrow. The next day I'm gonna share another topic, and then just keep it fresh in my mind of what I learned.
Absolutely, guys. Get in the community, set up your system, and like I said, earlier in the conversation, I believe wholeheartedly, 100% in investing in my business. That's one of the reasons why I buy traffic all the time. I refresh my list every day, every week. So I highly recommend you guys do the same. Start off with what you feel comfortable with and what you can, and build from there. And invite your team to these webinars. Let us do the work for you, and go forth with these values. Julian, you look like you had something that you wanted to say, but
Oh no. Actually, Fidel actually said it. As far as using these webinars, I always like to. This one thing I do with my list and my subscribers. I always like to send out these webinars to them for the folks who don't make it live. They're very powerful. They kind of get to know about us, about our culture, and how we could actually help support and help them grow within their business, within the RevShare lifestyle system. So it's important to definitely send out these recorded webinars. It'll do wonders for your business. And I remember, especially, I think it was Manuel. I spoke with him in email today. And I think Manuel may be actually on this call, but if you've seen this, definitely something else you can do is to send out this webinar to your subscribers. Now, that was a question he asked me in email, so there's something else I just thought about just now. But yeah, very powerful webinar, guys, but use this tool. It'll actually help you to build your business. Definitely.
All right, guys, closing thoughts, closing statements?
The same thing as always. Focus, guys. Focus on using the RevShare lifestyle system. Focus on that one link, and naturally, everything will flow. You have great support again in within the Facebook group. Get in there, get engaged, get your questions answered. The most important thing is to make sure you get your system set up. Once you got that system set up, from that point on, you can just focus on getting it out there. We have all the training, we got the traffic, we got everything you need to build your business, and we definitely got your back. We've got all the support you need within the group.
Absolutely. Fidel, brother, any closing statements?
I was on mute. My kids are being so loud. You know what they were saying? They were like, focus, focus, focus.
Kids get it?
Yeah.
They get it.
They get it. All right, well, that's it. That's it for tonight, guys. Send out the replays to your list, and I hope you guys got value out of this. I know I did. This brings a lot of clarity for myself. So
yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next Wednesday. All right. Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.